go ahead and talk about another quarterback that has went to a Super Bowl before and now finds himself on the Detroit Lions, formerly mentioned Jared Goff. He finished as the quarterback 24 last year. He's currently ranked, or I shouldn't say currently ranked. He is currently the 27th QB off the board. And again, all of these rankings and draft values are according to NFC. I love using them. It's for high competitive, high stake drafts. My personal ranking of him this year is QB 23. That puts him kind of out of the range of obviously a top 10, top 12 guy. That puts him out of the range of a 2 QB super flex type of guy, but it puts him in that streamer 2 QB flex range. Let me kind of hear your thoughts. And again, I don't want to spend too much time on him because as we talk about him, it's naturally going to come up that we're going to talk about these wide receivers next. But just kind of, is there a ceiling that we haven't seen yet? I mean, we've seen Jared Goff get to a Super Bowl. We've seen him be relevant for fantasy before, and they've improved, right? They're making the noticeable changes on offense, but can that lead to fantasy success for a guy like Jared Goff? They didn't draft a quarterback either. They could be waiting for next year, but it must mean that they believe in him to some degree, right?
That, and they have a lot of money tied up in him. So they can't really, it's a
It's a Jimmy G situation, right? They can't get rid of him.
Yeah, well, after this year, it's pretty much free to get rid of him. So as long as they don't do it before that, and then you're talking, a whole lot of cap space eaten up there. But I like him at the QB3 with upside. Pretty close to where I think I'd be a little bit lower than what you're at because a 23rd, 12, 20, 24. So that's almost a QB2. I think that he's got some decision problems that I saw last year that really stood out to me. And unless they get that fixed, unless Dan Campbell is seeing that and saying, okay, let's go through this game film and say, like, why did you throw into double coverage right at the defender's face rather than this guy over here that was, 20 yards further down the field that was wide open and would have scored a touchdown. Like, what's going on here? And that's really my biggest issue with Jared Goff. I think that just about any quarterback in the league, like, they've gone through a lot. They're, really talented individuals. I think there's kind of small differences between most of them. But those small differences turn into whether or not you're a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, or whether or not you're a Jared Goff, Derek Carr, Matt Ryan in the league right now. And I think Goff has a potential. I think he's got more of a potential to have you boom weeks based off matchup. So really great guy to pick up off the waiver wire at the end of your draft in a super flex to fill in on bye weeks. But as a starter, I don't like it. As a NFL quarterback, I don't like it. As a fan, I don't like it. I really wanted them to pull some weird magic last year and ship Jared Goff off for another first round pick. I would have taken them eating all of the cap space hell that they would have been into, but getting a guy like Fitzpatrick out of Miami just to come in, be super swagger, enjoy just like him gunslinging around. We would have won the same amount of games.
This would have been a little bit more enjoyable, right? A little bit more of a roller coaster.
Gone out and got his uniform. Unfortunately, he retired this week, so my dreams of that are kind of going by the wayside. I mean, he could still pick up the phone, come in as a backup. I would be all about that, but Jared Goff just doesn't do it for me at all. So, in fantasy, getting him as a QB3, you could do worse.